The Truth Teller series is continuing, where we tell the truth about someone or something randomly. And tonight, Auburn popped up on our radar. What is the truth about Auburn football? The Auburn football program. I grew up less than an hour away from this place. I went to school with kids, a majority of whom were of the Auburn family, as they call themselves, and I know Auburn very well, got a lot of friends there. It can be among the most special places in college football. Most programs out there, most fan bases out there claim that there's something special about that place. There's something different about that place. Largely, it's just because they've never experienced anything else or any place else. I will give Auburn credit. There really is something different about Auburn. Always said that. Really will give them credit for that. And it's not just the lemonade. So I have always given Auburn credit for that. And at its best, it is one of the most special places in all of college football. It can also be its own worst enemy. And it often is. I will say, as an Auburn fan, it has to be among the most wildest fan experiences imaginable in this sport. If you just think about the past 15 years, what came right before and right after their best seasons. Like 2010, they won the national championship. 14-0, Cam Newton, Nick Fairley, all those folks. Michael Dyer, I think, was on that team. So they go win the national championship. The year before that, they were 8-5. The year after that, they were 8-5. The year after that, they were 3-9. And the staff that won the national championship got canned. And just think about you could go up the road an hour and a half to Six Flags and not experience that kind of whiplash. Even if you ride the Ninja, and the Ninja has taken many a soul, pre-upgrade, of course. So then Gus Malzahn gets the job. 2013, they're 12-2. So coming off 3-9, they go 12-2. Then it's back to 8-5. Then it's 7-6. Then it's 8-5. Then they're back to Atlanta. They're 10-4. But even in that season, they tried to fire Malzahn halfway through the season, only to see him beat back-to-back number one teams in the country at the end of the year. And who was it? Bradley Kerryon-Johnson, who was hurt going into Atlanta, or else maybe they would have beaten Georgia, and who knows what would have happened at that point. And then UCF beat him for the national title, according to some history books. But anyway, I digress. So it's just up and down immunity. Nothing Auburn does can shock me. Hey, quick time out here. Are you subscribed to the channel? It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Please do it. It helps us maintain the show at this level. That's it. That's all I got. Back to the clip. Like Jesse threw some scenarios at me today. Would it shock you if Auburn did this, did that? If you've watched Auburn football for any length of time, you should never be shocked by anything that happens at this place. You should never be shocked. I've watched them go from middle of the road to winning a national championship amidst an NCAA investigation. I've watched him go from 3-9 to watching Malzahn come in and lead 21-3 in a national title game only to lose it. I have watched them hire a head coach only to try and sabotage him from within. I've watched everything imaginable. I've watched everything imaginable at this place. It is never boring. It is never dull. Now, here's another truth. I think they just fell into what will end up being an excellent head coaching hire, and I do mean fell into it. Like this side of the Penn State coaching search, there was no bigger debacle down the stretch than the Auburn coaching search. And that mainly centered around John Summerall. So, I mean, they should be paying the price for it right now, but they're not because Alex Golesh exists. And Alex Golesh ended up getting the job. And everybody who's watched this show for quite a while knows if I've ever had the name John Summerall come out of my mouth, very closely behind and in some cases in front of Summerall in the same sentence has always been Alex Golesh. And they land him, and all's well that ends well. Now, we got to check and see that it ends well. So he still has to win there. I think he will. Like, I think Alex Golesh would have worked out fine at Arkansas if he went up there. It's a little bit easier road at Auburn. You're going to have a little bit more wind in your sails at Auburn, but I think that, 5 years from now, Golesh is probably winning at Auburn, and some folks are getting pats on the back down there that have no business getting pats on the back, but that's okay. That's quite all right. It wouldn't be the first time nor the last time that that's happened in business or in sports. So Auburn football will always be on the radar. Auburn football at its best is a national championship contender. They belong in that conversation. great tradition, prideful fan base. It's also a place that growing up there, I always took for granted. Jesse, you grew up in Pennsylvania. So growing up in Pennsylvania, when people say Georgia, you know where Georgia is. It's the University of Georgia. It's the University of Florida, University of Alabama. Did you guys know where Auburn was? Like a lot of places, a lot of people don't know where Auburn is. Well, I never knew that growing up because I grew up right next to Auburn. So it never occurred to me, for a long time it never occurred to me, that people didn't just automatically know Auburn's right there in Lee County. Idiots? Of course it is. It's right there in East Central Alabama. It's in WLTZ NBC 38's DMA. RIP. So it's a great memory for certain members of the staff. So that's the truth as I see it about Auburn. All right. Now, a lot of those numbers that I just cited are available, like SMU. If you want to pick SMU to win the big or to win the ACC, you can do that at FanDuel right now. It was plus 750, I think, when we made the graphic a few hours ago. So you could do those sorts of things. You got some Game of the Year stuff already up there, guys. I don't know if you've looked at that lately. Like, hey, if you just got inspired by Dabo Swinney, you could go grab Clemson plus double digits against LSU, who, by the way, they open with. If you really want to be crazy, you can go bet Clemson to win the ACC. And if you want to be just purely, absolutely out of this world insane, pick them to win a national title. Bet $5, win $5 million. Not official odds, by the way, but thereabouts. You can do all of it at FanDuel, the exclusive odds provider of the show. We do know we have a 12-team playoff this year. We do know the season will eventually get here. Or, translation, football is coming. It is. And the evidence of that is that we've got shirts that say that in the Pate State store right now. And those things moved the other day. Now, the bad news is, allegedly, this shirt was Jesse's idea. Allegedly. It's 3 words. Big deal. Alex designed it anyway. It's not like you picked up a pen. It's not like you pulled up Canva and got to work. We're not designing our shirts in Canva, but we could. We could theoretically. But look, this right here, this is really what Jesse's priding himself on right now. So if you think Jesse needs a little emotional pick-me-up, grab yourself a Football is Coming shirt. They're available in sleeveless too. And I saw several of our sleeveless options fly off the shelves the other day.